Welcome to my channel. For those who regularly subscribe, I'm taking a slight detour today. This is a piece of equipment that I use regularly. I've had it for 7 months now, and I use it 3 to 4 times a week. It's called the SmartWorkout resistance bands. A little bit of history around it. When I turned 60 years old, I decided I wanted to be able to do some workouts at home, in addition to all the martial arts and wrestling and boxing training that I do, because I wanted to make sure that I got good stamina in my muscles and I maintained them, and I hadn't really got time to go to the gym. So I use this about, let's say, half an hour, 3 to 4 times per week. So I'm going to do a review of the equipment. I'm going to start off with the buying process. I'm going to move on to the quality of the equipment. I'm then going to move on to the app. And then after the app, I'm going to look at some of the exercises that I do and whether it's easy to use the equipment. And I'm going to finish off with what I think the results have been for me. So let's begin. This was bought as a present, but I ordered it. It arrived within a couple of days of being ordered. I got the whole kit. I got a lot of resistance bands. It cost about £100, these resistance bands. I got the extra resistance bands for the additional weight, because I'm quite competitive and I like a lot of weight. And it comes with a little bag. It comes with quite a sturdy bar that comes in 2 pieces, like this, and handles, an incredibly useful door anchor, an outside anchor, and 2 leg attachments. So let's have a quick look. This arrived really quickly. All my communication with the company about it, and I asked a few questions, was pretty good. Not quite so much regarding questions about the app, but I'll come on to that. But the other stuff, they were pretty good. And it certainly arrived straight away. The quality of the equipment, it is sturdy. When I look at this bar, it comes into 2. I'm not going to take it apart. I think you get the idea. You get these clips, they're like climbing rope clips that go on. And they are really sturdy. This is not going to break. If you think you're going to put a lot of weight on this and it's going to break, it's not. It's sturdy and it's fairly light and easy to use. You have to make sure that you get your clips and your bands clipped on here, and there's quite a few bands on. You've got to make sure that they're all in the right order, which can be a little bit fiddly, but overall it's really good. When I move on to the other equipment, the handles. Yeah, these are a basic handle. They're made of plastic. They've got like a plastic cover, and they've got a sort of very thick material on them, and some more clips. As you can see, these clips will screw in as well. So these are pretty sturdy as well, and they won't break. They're pretty good, but they are made of plastic. The door anchor. This goes either under a door or over a door. I was always a bit worried when I looked at getting resistance bands. I thought, you often see them snapping, you often see the anchors coming off. This won't come off. When this goes under the door, it's a really good fit. On the top of the door, it's a really good fit, and things anchor on well. This won't break. It feels secure when you're using it. I've not used this one quite as much because I've not been outside that much, but I've anchored it to other things, and it's just a strap. And again, it's a sturdy strap. It's not going to break. These are the leg straps. You wrap them around your leg and you've got like a little D-clip there. They do the job. They're not the easiest thing. This is one of the things I don't use very much. I find they can slip a little bit down your leg, but they kind of do the job. But this is probably the weak link of the equipment. Now, the bands themselves, they come in various resistances. This one's 25 kilos. You've got the black one's 20, and then you go down to 15, 10 and 5. and you've got several ones. These have been used quite a lot, and yeah, they're good quality. They've got good quality clips on them. The fact that they're tubular and hollow, and they give a good resistance, they're not going to break. There's no sign of wear or tear in the first sort of 7 months of continuous use of them. They might have lost a fraction of the resistance while they're bedded in, but it's not really noticeable. Yeah, quality wise, I would say the quality of the bands and the equipment is a sort of 9 out of 10. I've knocked a mark off because I don't think these leg anchors are quite as good, and if you wanted a full 10, then maybe these would be a metal handle rather than a plastic handle. But these do the job, and for about £100 for the whole kit, they seem really good value for money. Okay, so the next thing I want to come on to is the app. There's two versions of the app. There's a free version and there's a £5 version. I paid for the £5 version, and if I'm honest with you, it's the weak link of the whole setup. You've got lots of exercises on there. You've got a way to track the exercises, and it links to videos, but it crashes an awful lot. And I got really frustrated following some of the programs because you'd be working out and the app would crash. You'd have to relaunch it. You'd lose where you are in your workout. So I tend to only use it now to track my progress, and I've done my own workout program. So when I contacted the company about it, they told me that the app is being updated and they're waiting for Apple or Google or whatever to ratify it. But that's a few months ago now. This appears to have been no change. So at the moment, I can only review the app. I would say the app's a 2, sorry, not a 2 out of 10, sorry, I would say 2 out of 5. Probably about a 4 out of 10. There's plenty on it, but it crashes and it can be very frustrating. Hopefully they'll upgrade that. So using the equipment, I wanted to be able to retain muscle stamina, and I didn't want to lose muscle as I was aging. So I looked for something that would help with stamina, so I'm doing quite a lot of reps to help with muscle stamina. Some of the exercises are really good, and some are more difficult. As I said, the leg ones are more difficult. I find that the leg ones are quite difficult, even squats. I'm 6'1" tall. I've shrunk an inch. I was bigger when I was younger. But if I use this bar with an overhead, I am about as tall as you can get. You might go to 6'2" or 6'3". Anybody really tall, don't buy it because it won't work for you. Now, if I do things like squats, I'm not going to put these up for squats. I find with a squat that I'm having to cup with something like 70 odd kilos resistance. I'm having to cup it here. The exercise tells you should put it here. I can't. I cannot physically get it up there. The resistance is so much that it's difficult to get it to there at the higher resistances that I need for my legs. So I end up doing it here and holding it like this, which is quite painful on the arms. I've taken for most of the leg exercises not to use the resistance bands and just do free weights, kettlebells and things like that. So for the legs, it's not the best. There are exercises for legs, but for everything else it's pretty good. Certainly anything that use a door anchor, like chest flies, side bends where you pull from the side, opening out, brilliant. I can do an overhead press, as I say, just with my height, and things like chest raises like this, where you put the band underneath your feet. So you'll put the band underneath your feet and you'll attach across it and attach the anchor, the handles, and pulling apart. That is also very, very good. Cup are a bit difficult. I'll give you an example. If I do a chest press, and again, I'm not going to put this on. Actually, I will. I'll put a small weight on it. I'll put 50 kilos on. Normally, I'll put something like 70 on this. So if I put 50 kilos on very quickly, as I'm doing this rather than 70. The chest press can be a little difficult if you're a little bit bigger than average. I am a little bit bigger than average, but I am far from being a big guy. So here we go. Chest press, you wrap it behind here, and what they say to do is you put your hands, you let it fall, you put your hands here, like so, like that, and then what you have to do is you have to then wrap it round and put your hands through. Again, I physically can't do this because I'm too big of chest, and I am bigger than average, but I'm not massive. I can alter the grip by just wrapping. I wrap it and I'll do it something like this to be able to do it. But they could have probably done with something a little bit more bespoke for the chest. It works, don't get me wrong, it works, and there are other great chest exercises that you can do. But the band size and the wrapping can be a little bit difficult. Okay, so the use of exercises on the app, I would say that I probably would say that about 50% of the exercises are viable, but there's a lot of them. I would say that using those exercises, I would give it a 7 out of 10, because the ones you can use are good. Now, does it work? Well, I've been training all my life. I started off as a swimmer, as a school child. I took up boxing when I was young. I took up martial arts when I was about 16. I've grappled, I've wrestled, and I continue and I train in a club. So I am pretty fit for a 60-year-old bloke. And I've got reasonable muscle tone. I would say, for my purpose of building muscle stamina and keeping muscle stamina, this works really well. I'm also a biology lecturer, so I know how it will work with your muscles. It works really well. It's a good bit of kit. I would say if you are going to build muscle from scratch, in other words, you've not trained much, this is a great bit of kit. If you're a strength athlete and you're trying to get real power, you'll probably find it quite difficult to be able to load the weights enough to get the power, to get that stretch into your exercises, because the hit on the stretch is immediate and it gets harder. I would say that if you are just for a little bit of fitness, it's great. If you are bodybuilding, it'll take you so far, but you would need to do other weights as well. So I would say, depending on your use, somebody that just wants some fitness, fantastic. Stamina, fantastic. Tone, really good. Those higher ends of building muscle or strength, you do it, but it won't be quite as much. So overall, what do I think of this equipment? I think it's great build quality. I think communications are good. I think value for money is good. I think that the majority of exercises are useful, but you will need to really use your own exercises on top of the ones that are on the app, and the app needs work. For me, was it worth me buying it? Absolutely. Would I buy it again? Absolutely. Overall, I would suggest it's a strong 8 out of 10 for a piece of equipment. Hope you enjoyed my review, and we'll be back on the martial arts tips and the martial arts equipment next time round. Thank you very much.